What happened to the UN vote on fossil fuels phase out? 47 member nations of the UN Human Rights Council passed a resolution on human rights and climate change this July, but removed a proposal to phase out fossil fuels. A proposal by the Marshall Islands called for nations to recommit to transitioning away from fossil fuel usage, acknowledging their impact on the rights to food, water, health, life, and a clean environment. But this was not included in the final resolution, after many member states protested, particularly those with significant fossil fuel industries. Although Saudi Arabia and Kuwait were mentioned by Reuters, other oil-producing countries such as Russia and Iraq have been similarly opposed at previous climate summits. Nations that rely on fossil fuels continue to resist any official pledge to phase out. Why did nations like Marshall Islands initially advocate for this resolution? By 2030, we are expected to extract twice as much fossil fuel as we should in order to keep global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. In fact, oil production is predicted to average 102.6 million barrels per day in 2024. Global coal production actually reached 9.24 billion tons, up 0.9% from the year before. Rising sea levels and extreme weather events pose a serious threat to island nations such as Bangladesh, the Philippines, and the Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands could become uninhabitable in few decades, according to a warning from the World Bank. 3.5 billion people worldwide reside in areas that are highly vulnerable to climate-related disasters like drought, flooding, and displacement. The threat is already apparent in Asia. By 2050, climate change is predicted to force 13 million people to leave Bangladesh. Almost 80% of Indians reside in areas vulnerable to natural disasters. The number of heatwave days in major cities like Delhi and Mumbai may double by 2030. The Mekong Delta in Vietnam is getting smaller as a result of saltwater intrusion. More than 33 million people were affected by the floods in Pakistan in 2022. This list goes on. The International Court of Justice recently said in a historic advisory that nations could be held responsible for their failure to protect the climate. The damage is already becoming irreparable, but nations still hesitate at the door.